Hello and welcome to another episode of Moving the Chain. Today, we have with us Mr. Bibish Balakrishnan, a result oriented sales and marketing leader with 14 years of experience in creating strong brand visibility. He is well recognized for taking up challenges in business development, managing key accounts, developing new ideas and strategies, assessing operational needs, and coming up with the solutions to save cost, which is very important, scale up revenues, and improve brand visibility in regional territories. We'll know more about him and now. Please welcome Mr. Bibish Balakrishnan. Yes, Bibish.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shibin, for having me here in this podcast. I've been following many of the previous videos that you have made with some of our colleagues, and I really appreciate your initiative that you have taken. And very happy to be a part of this podcast that you've started. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, Bibish. I think our viewers would also like to know more about you, your career, your journey. So over to you, Bibish.
Definitely. So I am an out and out sales guy. I've spent close to 14 plus years into sales and marketing. Uh, I've been into multiple sectors. I've been into tires. I've been into batteries. I've been working with telematics, and ultimately, I'll say I landed up into the field of logistics also. So I didn't choose logistics. Maybe logistics chose me. So although being into sales, my day-to-day talks were there with the warehouse people when you work with the products and all these key dealer point deliveries needs to be coordinated with the warehouse team and the billing team. So I had a rough idea about the movement, but once I got inside logistics as a salesperson heading the sales for the company here at Driver Logistics, I got to know many in-depth things about how things happen here. So yes, I'll definitely speak on my experience with the logistics sector for sure. So giving you a small input about what my journey has been. So I've been part of companies like Birla Tires. I've been part of company like B-Trans, uh, Ridgestone, Exide, and ultimately I'm here now with Driver Logistics. So I've been part of big MNCs and also with startups. So uh, that is something which I really consider as special because being in startups gives you an entirely different perspective to how a company works, how the things are made from scratch, and then you scale up slow and steady. So that's been really good. And in sales, if I say, I started just as an executive and slow and steady climbed up the ladder. And currently, I head sales at Driver Logistics, which is a growing logistics company based out of Cochin, Kerala. And we are basically into the 3PL, PTL, and the MEF services across multiple cities uh, across India. My core skills, if you say, I've been into channel sales, coming up with new strategies, how to approach new untapped markets. I've even been part of some new product launches, how to introduce that in the market and then scale up, and of course, key account management and coming up with a good planning behind that. Uh, B2B, B2C, and also the GTM strategies and planning. These are some of the things that I've been doing for the last 14 years. Uh, Achievements, yes, I've been able to have some good achievements with all my companies wherever I've worked. But yes, one thing which I will always say is achievements can only be possible when you have good team members and good seniors working there with you, guiding and helping you out. And I've been really lucky enough to be part of such good teams and such good colleagues. Uh, so I'll consider whatever I'm right now. Throughout the journey, there has been really good colleagues and leaders who have been supporting me. So I thank them for whatever they have the slow and steady molded me into. And now coming into my personal space and personal life, I've spent most of my time in Kolkata. I've spent close to 25 years in Kolkata. I've done my schooling and my studies entirely from Kolkata. So although my name is a South Indian name, but by heart I still believe I'm a Bengali. So I've spent that much time there. So, and yes, I completed my MBA marketing from Kolkata as well. Post that, I started my sales journey, and I'm an very, uh, uh, I'll say, an active sportsman. I'm into soccer. I'm into volleyball, badminton, cricket, and many other games. I still play them whenever I get time from my busy schedule. And two more things which keep me busy is, one is I have a passion for singing. Some of my videos are there still on YouTube, so I'm trying to expand with some more videos. And yes, I being a salesman, I keep traveling a lot. And yes, uh, traveling also keeps me busy. So this is a small gist of what my personal and my professional world is.
Great, Bibish. Let me first thank you for coming up with so many points which are directly relating to me. We have a couple of common
Great.
points, like you said, Kolkata. That's where I belong from. And then the moment you say Kolkata and soccer and singing, everything is
It
in
has
front
great
of my
connection.
eyes, you know. Yes, truly. Appreciate the way you have expressed your journey, the way you have explained the whole thing. And I must appreciate the amount of work you have done in terms of creating brand visibility for emerging market and traditional market. I mean to say
Correct.
emerging companies and traditional companies. You must be having a great experience in this particular field where we say brand visibility, creation of brand visibility is a big task. No? I would like to ask you, or rather, I would like you to share your reflections towards your tactics and strategies in terms of creating a brand visibility.
Sure. So see, why people speak about brands is because nowadays there are so many options for people to choose from. So a good brand is something which I consider, which is quite famous. It is reliable, and it is trustworthy. So how do you build such a brand? So just as I was speaking to you about my experience with startups, so similarly, here at driver logistics also, which is into the logistics industry. So what I consider being a salesman is, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. So this is one thing which has been there in my mind, and slow and steady I took it forward. So some points which comes to my mind is, while trying to build a brand, you would go for some easy and some cost effective methods. So so first point which I'll say is, content marketing. So content marketing, you can come up with a white paper, you can come up with some kind of blogs. You can uh, you can try to fill content and show it to the outside world, or maybe to the prospects that you want to connect with. These are much cheaper, but the quality of the content, what it does is, it acts as a testimonial for you. If you have some of your clients coming up with their feedbacks about how their experience has been, this builds a trust in the uh, space around you. So it's a real world example which builds the credibility of the brand. Second thing is the social media engagement, which I'll say, and the community engagement. So what I really mean by that is, uh, one one medium which I'll say has made our interaction also possible is this medium called LinkedIn. That is again a very, very strong medium whereby logistics is basically into B2B, mainly into B2B. So with this platform, you can connect with a wide range of people, wide, wide amount of companies to interact and to exchange your industry insights, and then slow and steady engage into a professional uh, engagement, okay, ultimately resulting in some kind of a business. And third thing is to have a good partnership, with manufacturers, ecom platforms, and things like this, because if you see, we are all using the e-commerce platforms a lot nowadays. So when you order something, maybe on an Amazon or maybe a Flipkart, and continuously you see one brand is delivering your consignments day in and day out, then you have some kind of a knowledge that yes, this is a famous brand which is coming up, and they are really credible and trustworthy. Uh, Next, I would say is SEO, which is search engine optimization. So that is also a very strong strong thing that can be taken for brand building, because whenever people try to search a particular word, and you can bring in the traffic from that particular thing into your page, and then slow and steady people will see what you're doing and what the others are saying about your company. That also builds the brand. Then of course, going into trade shows, and that also creates a brand visibility. People come and interact with you, and then you can share your experiences. And also, especially if you speak about the logistics field, uh, customer service is very, very important, because in our field what happens is consignments can get delayed, or maybe there is some kind of a damage which is even further delaying the delivery. It is common, it happens, but to keep quiet and not inform the customer, or when the customer calls up, and you don't have somebody to answer or say to reply, that creates a lot of problem. So when you have a good effective customer care team with you, they will also attend to the customer queries and pacify them. That also builds a brand, because somewhere the customer feels that yes, this is a brand which I can bank on, because in case if something goes wrong also, I can speak to them. They are there to speak to me, attend to my calls and grievances. That also gives a comfort. Then is building a brand by means of transparency. So here, if you have a real key tracking system, where's your consignment, whereas it reached. So this also gives a very, very good clarity, and a transparency. A transparency is there, whereby again you are trying to show that you are a trustworthy brand. So these are some of the points which I feel are really, really important to build a brand, especially in the logistics sector.
I think Bibish quite brilliantly have put forward a couple of key points like connecting, which by means of social media or ACOs or all these means, and then having proper PR with your clients. And then the third
Correct.
point is candidness. So you should be very, very transparent and candid by sharing your results, whatever it is, bad, good, ugly. But ultimately, it has to be known to the client so that they get the real time updates, and they can have faith on you, have can trust on your services, that yes, whether it is a fault or it is a good service, you are able to inform them on time, and so that they can take the proactive decisions or measures. Wonderful.
Exactly.
I think one more important point we would like to touch upon here is about the about high performance team building, because the moment you talk about connecting the client, having services and everything, it talks about a lot of people, and then a lot of people means you need a good team. So
Exactly.
What about your inputs, or what about your experience in terms of your leadership approach, and how you have fostered these kind of effective result driven teams to achieve such business goals?
Perfect. So again, okay, just as I mentioned earlier, that all these achievements happen only when you have a good team. Good team refers to all the people who are contributing directly or indirectly to your success. So when you speak about building a team, that is the hardest part for any organization. So some of the things that I feel will be beneficial whenever somebody is trying to build a strong team is point one, I'll say, is to have a very very clear vision, objective, why we are doing this. So say for example, if you speak about the operations team, or maybe the sales team also, I'll give you two separate examples. So for a sales team, it's very clear. They are supposed to generate business, and then there is a flow to it. You go, you meet a customer, you speak to them, you try to find out what are the pain points, and after that you come up with your solutions, and then uh, you give them a quote, and then it takes I, I, I mean going forward. Similarly, if you speak about an operations guy, his task is to ensure that the goods are delivered safely and within the allotted time period, and also to ensure that the vehicles are sent to the pickup points on time and things like this. So here the objective is very clear to the team members, so they all work accordingly to achieve this objective. Second is, there should be a very strong and open conversation between the team members, because especially when we speak about our sector, logistics, the flow can change anytime. So change of the plans will be there. So if you don't speak openly, A is not speaking to B openly, then B, C, D, E, all these people, the flow gets affected. So a strong and open conversation should be there. Third, and currently I'll say one of the very important point is the uh, I'll say the inclusion of technology into your day-to-day affairs, especially with logistics, TMS and WMS. These are some of the things that we usually use: the transport management system and the warehouse management system. So these will give you a very clear uh, idea about the routes to be followed, the optimized routes that you can use. You can track inventory, you can forecast demands, and then with transport management system you have this liberty of putting in the track and trace kind of a thing, and giving the customers the online POD. So many new things can be adapted when you start using technology in the right sense. uh, Next, I would say is efficiently manage the resource which is there at your end. Again, coming to logistics, managing the manpower as per the workload, as per the shifts which are there, because ultimately you are working with people, and they are all having a human touch. So understanding that you should be managing your team members in such a manner whereby you ensure that they are having a balanced life, right? uh, with reference to their work life balance and things like this. uh, Next is that rewards and recognition is one point that whenever you think about building a strong team, you should always think about rewarding and appreciating the good work that your team members are doing. Next, I'll say is that the team members should be agile and very very flexible, because in our field, if a vehicle gets breakdown, then you have to come up with some kind of a urgent solution. And so the team should be flexible and agile to come up with a solution in terms of adverse effects, adverse kind of a thing. Then I would say is performance tracking via the set KPIs and metrics that you have. So here the in terms of trying to minimize the cost for a particular route and things like this, you can take into account the cost per kilometer. These kind of metrics can be derived, and this will further help the team to come up with innovative ways of coming uh, up with solutions, and then cutting down on the cost also. Then I'll say as one more key point is leading by example. So so the team will always look at somebody, mainly the team lead, to come up and show some kind of positive support, positive examples, and and these kind of things will definitely help the team to be stronger. And one last thing which I'll say is uh, one more thing is to create a very positive work environment, uh, which I feel currently after COVID, the focus of people has been on this. And definitely when you combine all these points together, I'm sure you will have a very strong team who will be there to work with you and give you results.
Great insight, Vivish. With this, all these points put together, if I want to take one point out of this, I think the last one point, what you said about the environment, I take this as a conducive environment. So if your environment, working environment is conducive, now the conducive means everything. It talks about how
Correct.
you are acknowledging your good work, how your rewards and recognitions is working, how your training modalities are working, how your PR is working, everything put together, it creates a conducive atmosphere. I think most importantly, if we as a leader understand this important aspect of our business and day to day, we should be able to overcome all the challenges, and our clients should also be happy in our this particular logistic and supply
Very true.
field. Yes,
Very true. This is a very competitive field. So one mistake here and there will cost you a claim.
yes. So, Bibish, we are coming to
Sorry.
the last segment of this discussion today. I,
Yeah.
as a business development and key accounts manager, what are the best practices to sustain the success? See, getting a business is very, I would say, still easy, but in this field, sustaining a business, sustaining a customer with a similar set of expectations and with a similar kind of achievement is a big challenge. How do you react to this?
I completely agree. And see, just as you said, uh, getting a customer, I keep mentioning this to all the other departments. I mean, whether jokingly or whether seriously, that an HR or maybe an IT person, maybe a finance guy, or the ops also for that matter, if a customer goes out, the saddest people are the salespeople. Maybe due to some issues from the operations, maybe due to some issues from XYZ teams also. But the saddest people, I believe, is the sales guy, because the sales guy puts in months of effort, hard work in trying to get that client on board. And if in case something goes wrong here and there, and that client goes, for the others, it's just a small incident, but a sales guy will definitely have that pinch. Definitely. So just as you correctly said, after you get a client, some of the things which I strongly believe is the following. Some of the points which I'll definitely share is, see, for a client to stay there with you, first point is that you should understand the client's need. So if his need is met and you're doing a satisfactory work with him, he will definitely stay with you. Second is, uh, good after sales service. So after sales service does not only mean the sales guy speaking to them and getting the thing sorted, but in terms of the customer care support, which I was speaking to you about a couple of minutes back, customer care nowadays has become a very integral part of this. So customer care in the sense that if the client has some kind of a query, some kind of an issue which needs to be attended, and if they don't find somebody at the other end of the call or the mail and the replies are not there, that will further instigate the client. What everybody, whether that be us also, what we want is whenever there is some kind of an issue that needs to be heard by somebody, and then some kind of a support to get that solved. So that also is very very important. Next is focus. I believe in this, which is uh, believe on value creation. So how do you create value is uh, whatever pain points that customer has, you are going to give them solutions rather than give them a cost depreciation discount and all that XYZ can do. But if you understand his core problem, core pain point, and you be with him just by solving that, he'll feel really special, because he from a client's point of view, he'll say that yeah, this guy is not here to take more money or say give me some discount and things like that. He's there to support me hand in hand in my uh, business growth. So that support also uh, is really really good, because there you're creating some kind of a value with that client. Then nowadays, if you leverage tech for say efficiency, by by the inclusion of AI, having the CRM tools, and doing the in-depth analysis. So that also gives a added leverage, added support. The client will feel, oh, okay, to get this company or this team has a futuristic approach. And fifth is, which I'll say is a innovative strategy. Come out with out of the box kind of a thought process, or maybe come up with strategies which again will be beneficial. So these are some of the points which I feel are key points to be taken up by the sales team to keep the client there with you for a longer time frame.
Great and more very, very valuable inputs, Bibish. I feel we are talking about tailor-made solutions. We are talking about customization. We are talking about customer first approach. And your experience, your views are going to be very, very helpful to me and to the viewers as well. This will help a
My
lot.
pleasure.
I must say, today's episode is going to be very, very important for the people who are in this field, who are trying to grow their business, who are trying to get into the next level of the leadership chain. Thank you so much, Bibish, for coming here and sharing your views. We'll get in touch, and whenever time permits, we'll definitely talk on other subjects as well. We'll explore what are other good inputs we can share with our viewers. Thank you so much, Bibish, for joining this show.
My pleasure, Mr. Shivin. Really, really happy to be a part of this podcast. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much.